lesson 26. And I'm so excited today because I realized that this lesson is posting on January 4th, 2024. And I did my first 60 and Me post on January 4th, 2023 with a post called, Is 2023 Your Year to Start Playing the Piano? So it's been a year of making these videos. Wow. It doesn't feel like it's been a year. It just feels like something we've been doing for a short time. And how exciting to note that we have been consistently working together for at least a year. Maybe you're not on my timeline and you're going to come to this post in a greater amount of time than a year, but you will have watched a year worth of videos. And it's exciting. I'm excited for myself doing it and excited for you joining me in this journey of learning how to play the piano and learning more about music. So happy anniversary to us. Yay. We're doing it. We're still doing it. And by my estimation, I think we've got another about 7 months to go before we finish book 1. And so the journey isn't over. It's still just beginning, but this is definitely a milestone for me. And I'm really thrilled that you're still here and you're pursuing this, even when it feels difficult, even when it feels impossible. You're still sticking with the piano lessons and trusting that little by little, it's going to become more and more clear how to play the piano and more fun and easier as you go along. So let's get started with accidentals. On page 75 of our Upper Hands Piano Book 1, I introduce accidentals. Accidentals are sharps and flats that occur in the music. So I just wanted to make a couple of little rules clear here. If you've got a sharp on this F here, when F occurs again in the same measure, then it is automatically sharp. So we see an F sharp here, then we play a G, and then we automatically play an F sharp again here, and then the D. So that is within the same measure. Now, if an F also occurs in the following measure, that will not be sharp. This sharp will apply only for this measure and not an F in the following measure. Same thing with the flats. We've got a D flat here, and then we have a C in the bass, and then an E in the bass, and this would automatically be another D flat. But if there was another D in the following measure, it would not be flat. Sometimes what you see in a piece in a following measure might be a little natural in parentheses, and that is telling you, they call that a courtesy accidental, a courtesy natural. And what that means is we're just reminding you that that D flat only applied to this measure, and this D here is not flatted. But technically that doesn't have to be there. You often see it, but it doesn't have to be there. Now, if you wanted this to be a D flat and this to be a regular D natural, you would need to put a natural before that. So this reads D flat, C, E, D, D natural. And same here, if you wanted the treble to play F sharp, G, then regular white key F natural, you'd have to put a little natural there, and then the D here, and then that would obviously be natural. So these are all called accidentals, the sharp and the flat, and the natural just basically cancels the flat or sharp. So natural is just restoring it to its natural state or its white key state. F sharp, G, F natural, and D. In orally on page 75, you can see there's an E, G here, second measure F sharp, and then because I want you to just play an F natural here, I put a natural in parentheses, that courtesy natural. It doesn't have to be there, but sometimes it leaves you a little confused and unsure if we don't have that courtesy natural. So we put the natural there in parentheses, or sometimes they won't even bother to put the parentheses. They just put the natural there, but it's called a courtesy natural, just to remind you that F sharp was just for that measure and it does not carry over to here. In the second line, you can see there is a highlighted area, and that is just telling you this part's a little difficult, so it's always good to start practicing the most difficult sections of a piece first. So I was suggesting that you go to this, play this first, get to know just the left-hand notes on this line first. Each time you practice that first, and then go back to the beginning and you can play the whole piece. Be sure to review some of your old pieces this week. I made some suggestions in the Passion practice, but you can review literally anything that we've played together before, anything that you've played before in previous piano lessons. Each time you go back and review a piece, you get better at it. It becomes more deeply embedded in your long-term memory. It becomes a little bit easier to remember where your fingers are placed. And you just get to see over time, over months, even over years, that you get better at pieces when you cyclically come back and review them. So do some of that these 2 weeks, and I will see you in lesson 27. So if you're on my timeline, happy New Year. And I hope you will fold lots of piano practice into your new year, at least 3 or 4 days a week if possible, at least 10 to 20 minutes per session, and keep at it. You are going to keep getting better and better, and keep practicing and keep the faith that you will continue to improve and it will continue to get easier and to make more sense over time. Okay, Happy New Year. Bye.